Minhag, everyone. Good Yontif. It is Zman Simchatenu. It is our time of joy. It's supposed to be our time where we're sitting in the sukkah. We've started praying for rain a little early, it looks like. But this is our time of joy. This is Zman Simchatenu. And because I figured that here we are still in the middle of the high holidays and you have heard me talking at you a lot, I thought we would do something a little bit different this morning. And because it is Zman Simchatenu, I thought we could play a game. Now, I want to be the first to admit that I did not fully think this through. Because I didn't think this through fully to an understanding that there are going to be, because it is Sukkot, there's going to be ringers in the audience here. So we have rabbis present, we have Jewish educators present, we have our cream of the crop Hillel Day School students. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this game, but don't cheat. Don't look at all of the professionals and the ringers in the room, okay? So we are going to play a game called Halacha or Minhag. I am going to tell you a custom in our tradition, and you have to tell me if it's halacha, if it's a mitzvah to do it, or if it's minhag, a tradition to do it, okay? So, first, this is a high holiday edition, all right? Eating apples and honey on Rosh Hashanah. If you think it is halacha, raise your hand. If you think it is minhag, raise your hand. It is minhag. Good job, all right. Yes, good job, guys. You're doing great. Question number 2, blowing shofar on both days of Rosh Hashanah. If you believe it is halacha, raise your hand. If you believe it is minhag, raise your hand. It's not a trick, just blowing shofar on Rosh Hashanah. It is halacha. Good. Question 3, dipping challah in honey instead of salt during the high holidays. Minhag or halacha? If you think it's halacha, raise your hand. Minhag, raise your hand. The minhags have it. You guys are doing great. All right, we're getting a little bit harder now, okay? Doing tashlich, halacha or minhag? If you think it's halacha, raise your hand. If you think it is minhag, raise your hand. It is a minhag to do tashlich. Question number 5, wearing white on Yom Kippur, halacha or minhag? If you think it is halacha, raise your hand. Minhag, raise your hand. It is indeed minhag. Making round challah for the high holy days. If you believe it is halacha, raise your hand. All right, minhag. You guys got it. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to crank it up a little bit more, okay? Waving lulav in all 6 directions. If you think that it is halacha, raise your hand. If you believe it is minhag, raise your hand. Shaking the lulav in all 6 directions is minhag. Eating in the sukkah, halacha or minhag? If you believe it is halacha, raise your hand. If you believe it is minhag, raise your hand. It is halacha to eat in the sukkah. Not using lulav and etrog on Shabbat, halacha or minhag? If you think it is halacha, raise your hand. Minhag, raise your hand. It is halacha. And finally, our last question of the morning. Dancing with the Torah on Simchat Torah. Halacha or minhag? If you think it's halacha, raise your hand. If you think it is minhag, raise your hand. It is minhag. All right, how'd you do? So, I know I just told you I wasn't going to do this, but I am going to talk at you for 1 second now. Just really, really quickly. If you learned anything from this, like I learned from this while I was making this, it is so much of the stuff that we do in our Judaism, so much of the different customs and traditions are actually minhag. We tend to look at our tradition, I think, I'll speak for myself in this way too, we tend to speak about our tradition and look at our tradition as if we are in a museum too often, where we take a step back and we look with awe and reverence at what this Yiddishkeit is, and we know that it is so respectable and it is supposed to be so held with esteem and awe that we're afraid to get up and to get our hands on it. And I think that that's a human thing. I think it's a normal, personal thing that we do. We love it so much and we respect it so much that because we revere it, we shouldn't touch it too much. But I think what all of this teaches us is that our Judaism changes and that the way that we create ritual and customs that become deeply and beautifully meaningful to us, so much so that we can't differentiate between if they're minhag or halacha, is because our ancestors got their hands dirty. They took their Judaism, and I know that this is kind of a light word, but I'm going to use it intentionally. They played with it. They took it and they used it in ways that made it feel meaningful and inspiring to them. Now, Barb spoke beautifully on Yom Kippur about how in this new age of synagogues and how we need to rethink what we do for synagogue life and our model of Jewish communal life. And it's true. As synagogues, as Jewish organizations, we need to be able to rethink what does it mean to come to shul, what does it mean to pray, what does it mean to do programming and Jewish learning. All of those things are true. But in order for any of it to matter, for it to have any lasting effect, we also need to do it at home. And we need to be able to take that Judaism and make it ours. Not to just put it in a display case and look at it and revere it for how beautiful it is, but really to get our hands on it. And I think Sukkot is such a perfect holiday for this because for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, Sukkot misses a lot of elements that exist in our other regalim. I mean, we've got lulav and etrog, and that becomes a big focal part of this, but for the life of me, I can't imagine how the rabbis didn't implement a Seder for Sukkot. I don't know how, because we're sitting together around the table in this hut all the time, and there's so many great questions that we need to be asking, and there's all of these other things that we could be doing, and it's not something that we really do. So I'm giving you homework, okay? I'm giving you homework tonight. We are starting the first day of Sukkot right now, and we have 7 more days. But as you go home, if you have a sukkah or if you're visiting someone else's sukkah, my homework for you is to try to do one tradition, either something that you've done in your family, but like it's kind of kacha, it doesn't really take, or something that you are going to start doing this year and make it your family's tradition. It can be something really small, it can be something big, whatever it might mean to you. It can be a piece of food that you only eat on Sukkot. It can be a poem or a piece of reading that you only do on Sukkot. It could be a whole Sukkot Seder that you put together yourself. Whatever it is, I want you to own it. Make it yours. Because that is how we continue to go forward. Zman Simchatenu is about our joy. And we can't progress with our Judaism unless we take the joy in it and own it. Let it inspire us and talk to us. And I know we're going to be talking about this in a week, but again, because it is October 7th today, it is a reminder that now more than ever, we need to embrace and hold on and take pride and joy in our Judaism. Rabbi Starr said this beautifully at Yizkor on Yom Kippur. That's how we win. When people make us scared of our Judaism, they win. But when we take it and we own it and we embrace it and we find love and joy and pride in it, even when it's hard to do so, that's when we win. And it's an incredible opportunity for us to take it, bring it to the next generations, show that that pride and that inspiration and that the creativity and innovation in Jewish life is still alive and vibrant and beautiful and meaningful. So with that, we'll wish you all a Chag Sameach. May it be one of joy, Zman Simchatenu. May we all find peace, may we all find blessings, and may we find lots of joy and ownership over this tradition that belongs to each and every one of us. Chag Sameach.